The alien mining station drifted in silence. It was once one of the largest industrial stations in that part of the galaxy. Giant metal arms stretched into space where they once pulled rare minerals from nearby asteroids. Massive engines and power cores used to keep the station alive. Now it looked like a graveyard. Half of the outer structure was torn open. Long scars from laser fire covered the metal walls. Broken antenna dishes floated slowly nearby like dead leaves in space. Days earlier, a battle had happened here. A small human repair ship had been traveling through the sector when an alien patrol fleet attacked it. The aliens were hunting the last human vessels after a long war. The human ship tried to escape, but it was badly damaged. The crew had only one option. They crashed into the alien station. The impact was violent. The ship broke apart as it slid into a damaged docking bay. Most systems shut down instantly. When the battle ended, the alien fleet searched the station for survivors. Their scanners showed no active life signs. To them, the station was destroyed. To them, the humans were dead. So the aliens left. But they were wrong. Deep inside a dark corridor, a metal panel suddenly moved. A hand pushed it open. Daniel Carter slowly climbed out from inside a maintenance shaft. His face was covered in grease and dust, and his uniform was torn in several places. He looked around the dark hallway. The station lights were gone. Only emergency strips flickered weakly along the walls. Every few seconds, the gravity system failed and the floor felt strangely light. Behind him, 6 more humans crawled out of the shaft. They were not soldiers. They were engineers. Ship mechanics. System technicians. Repair specialists. People who fixed broken machines for a living. One of them, Maya Lopez, checked a small handheld scanner. "Oxygen levels are unstable," she said quietly. "Power grid is almost dead too." Another engineer looked down the corridor where sparks occasionally fell from broken wires. "This place is falling apart." For a moment, no one spoke. Outside the broken windows, endless space stared back at them. They were stranded. No ships. No communication systems. No rescue signal. The alien station had been abandoned for a reason. It was dying. Then Daniel Carter walked forward and placed his hand on a damaged wall panel. He studied the strange alien metal and the exposed machinery behind it. His tired eyes slowly began to focus. He noticed something. Power conduits were still warm. A few systems were still trying to run. The station was broken. But it was not completely dead. Carter gave a small smile. "Well," he said calmly, "that's interesting." The other engineers looked at him. This station was built to mine asteroids, process materials, and power heavy equipment. That means it has huge generators and repair systems. Maya crossed her arms. "Your point?" Carter turned and looked at the massive dark hallway around them. "My point," he said, "is that the aliens left us inside the biggest toolbox in the galaxy." The engineers stared at him. Then he added something that sounded almost impossible. "Give us a few days, and we might be able to bring this station back to life." The silence in the ruined station was deafening. Sparks danced along fractured control panels, and the faint hum of failing systems echoed through the corridors. Commander Raylan crouched behind a twisted bulkhead, heart pounding, as he scanned the chaos. The alien patrols had moved on, leaving nothing but death and ruin. Most of his team had fallen. Only a handful of humans remained alive, exhausted, battered, and desperate. Raylan knew the station wasn't just abandoned, it had been designed to break humans. The aliens had left no escape routes, no supplies, no hope. Yet, somewhere deep inside, he felt that familiar stubbornness. Humans didn't survive by chance, they survived by refusing to die. He tapped into the emergency terminal with his gloved hands. Sparks flew, and the screen flickered before coming to life. It was crude, damaged, but functional. The station's AI, a relic from before the invasion, blinked hesitantly on the screen. Unauthorized access, it warned. Unauthorized. Raylan muttered. We're the only ones left here. I think we qualify. He overrode the security protocols one by one. The station groaned as old systems rumbled to life. Lights flickered on, illuminating the skeletal remains of laboratories and living quarters. Dust hung in the air like a fog of ghosts. Then he saw it. A massive engine core, cracked but intact, pulsed with residual energy. Raylan's mind raced. This was more than just a station, it was a weapon, a machine that could give humanity a fighting chance if they could harness it. But the core was unstable. One wrong move could tear the entire station apart. We can rebuild, Raylan whispered to himself, voice barely audible over the hum. We just need time. He gathered the remaining engineers, their faces streaked with soot and blood. Listen up, he said, trying to sound confident though his own doubts clawed at him. The aliens wanted the station dead. They left it for us to fail. But failure isn't in our vocabulary. Hours passed. Sweat ran down their faces as they worked feverishly, rerouting power, patching conduits, and recalibrating ancient machinery. Each system they repaired felt like a small victory against an enemy that had considered them expendable. Outside, the alien ships lingered in orbit, unaware that their dead human prisoners were reclaiming their prize. They assumed the station was lost forever, and that arrogance would be their mistake. Raylan stared at the glowing engine core. It was humming steadily now, alive, almost as if it recognized their determination. He placed his hand on the console, feeling the warmth of electricity and hope. We're not finished yet, he said. Not by a long shot. Somewhere deep in the void, the station seemed to pulse in response, as if acknowledging its new masters. Humanity had been left for dead, yet in their defiance, they were already beginning to turn the tables. The aliens had underestimated one thing: humans never stay down for long. And this station was going to remind them why. Raylan and the engineers moved faster now, their exhaustion barely noticeable against the surge of determination. The station, once a tomb, was slowly becoming a fortress. Sparks flew, panels hummed, and systems long thought dead flickered to life. Every repaired console, every rerouted conduit was a small victory against the aliens who had written them off. But time was not on their side. From orbit, alien sensors were undoubtedly scanning for life signs. The humans had to finish the core stabilization before reinforcements arrived. Raylan's mind raced as he studied the schematics, searching for any weaknesses in the alien designs they could exploit. Listen up, he said to the engineers, his voice steady despite the chaos. The aliens think they left us helpless. They think we'll die out here. But every second we survive, we turn their plan against them. We finish this, and we're not just alive, we're dangerous." The engineers nodded, their faces reflecting fatigue but also something deeper, hope. They had survived massacres, navigated collapsed corridors, and stared death in the face. Now, they were fighting not just for survival, but for revenge. Hours melted into a blur. Raylan worked alongside them, hands raw from sparks and hot metal. The station responded, systems aligning as if the AI itself was rooting for them. Holographic displays blinked online, projecting star maps, energy outputs, and even schematics of alien ships they had never seen before. It was an incredible resource, one the aliens had underestimated entirely. Then it happened. A sudden shudder ran through the station. Warning lights flashed. The engine core's glow flickered violently. Raylan's heart leapt into his throat. "Hold steady. We're not letting this stop us." They worked frantically, rerouting power, stabilizing the core, plugging ruptured conduits. The station groaned, metallic echoes bouncing through its vast halls. And then silence. The core's glow returned, steady and bright. Raylan stepped back, breathing heavily. The engineers around him cheered quietly, disbelief and relief mixing in their voices. The station was alive again. Humanity had reclaimed a weapon the galaxy had thought destroyed. Outside, in orbit, alien scouts paused, detecting the renewed activity. The human survival had gone unnoticed until now, and the realization would hit hard. These were not the broken, helpless creatures the aliens had left behind. They were engineers, strategists, and warriors, united in defiance. Raylan looked at the engine core, feeling its energy pulse beneath his fingertips. "We rebuild," he said quietly. "We survive. And soon, we fight back." Somewhere in the darkness of space, alien eyes would witness a stubborn species rise from the ashes of defeat. Humanity had been underestimated, left for dead. But in their will to survive, they had become a threat greater than the aliens had imagined. And this station, once a grave, was now the beginning of a counterattack the galaxy would never forget. Orbit sensors finally detected the station's activity. The alien patrols, who had assumed the humans were dead, stared in disbelief at their monitors as blinking lights and energy spikes pulsed across the screens. Commander Zorth, leader of the alien fleet, tapped the console with his clawed hand and growled, "Impossible, they shouldn't have survived this long." Raylan noticed the alert lights and gathered the engineers. "They're aware of us," he said, his voice calm but resolute. "Good. Let them see that humans are not so easily finished." Through the station's corridors, engineers worked at double speed, repairing weapon bays, recharging defense turrets, and bringing energy shields online. Every system they restored was a thorn in the aliens' side. Every flicker of lights, every hum of power, sent a clear message: we are still here, and we are ready. Then came the first sign of retaliation. Alien ships dropped from orbit, sleek predators of steel and plasma, poised to obliterate the station. But the humans were prepared. Defense turrets glowed red, shields thrummed with energy, and the engine core pulsed in perfect rhythm with the weapons systems. Raylan took his place on the command deck, eyes fixed on the approaching fleet. His pulse raced not with fear, but exhilaration. They thought leaving us here meant victory, he muttered. They thought we would fail. They underestimated humans. The first alien ship fired. Plasma bolts screamed through the void, striking the station's hull. Sparks flew, alarms blared, and debris rained inside. Engineers shouted precise instructions, patching damages, and rerouting power instantly. Every strike met human ingenuity with calculated countermeasures. Raylan grabbed the comm system. Fire sequence Omega. Target their lead ship. Turrets swiveled, weapons charged, and plasma beams shot into space. The lead alien ship shuddered as sparks erupted across its hull before it veered off in retreat. The station shook with triumph. Engineers cheered, embracing each other as relief and adrenaline mixed into an intoxicating sense of victory. Humans had not only survived, they had struck back. Raylan's eyes swept over the station. Every glowing console, every energized turret, every repaired corridor testified to human perseverance. Aliens had thought they left humans as prey. Instead, they had forged a predator. Prepare for the next wave, Raylan said. We're not done yet. They came to finish us, but now, the game has changed. Somewhere deep in space, the alien fleet regrouped, shocked and wary. Humanity had turned a death trap into a fortress. They had underestimated one thing: humans do not simply survive. Humans adapt, rebuild, and strike back with everything they have. The station's engines thrummed like a living being. Systems alive, defenses online, weapons ready. Raylan allowed himself a grim smile. Humanity had reclaimed its future. Now, the galaxy would learn why the universe should never take humans lightly. Raylan stood at the command deck, eyes scanning the holographic displays. The station was no longer a ruin, it had become a fortress, bristling with weapons, shields humming at maximum capacity, and energy conduits glowing with raw power. Every engineer, every technician, every human left alive had poured their skill into this machine. And now, it was ready. Status report, Raylan demanded, voice calm but commanding. Shields at full strength, reported Lieutenant Mara, wiping sweat from her brow. Weapons online. Power core stable. Alien fleet still regrouping in orbit. Raylan's lips curved into a grim smile. Good. They thought abandoning us meant they won. They thought we'd rot here, helpless. They were wrong. Outside the station, alien ships loomed like predators circling their prey. They had learned caution after the first strike, but they did not understand humans. Humans did not wait to be hunted. Humans struck when they were ready. Raylan turned to his team. This is it. They came to destroy us. They left us for dead. But now, we decide the terms. Target their command ship. Hit hard, hit fast, and don't stop until they know that leaving humans behind was the deadliest mistake of their lives. Engineers and weapons officers moved with precision, syncing targeting systems with the station's power core. Every console, every sensor, every turret was linked in a single, deadly network. The station was no longer just a place to survive, it had become a weapon. Fire sequence Alpha, Raylan ordered. Plasma beams shot through the void, striking the alien command ship. Explosions rippled across its hull, sending shock waves through the fleet. Smaller ships scattered, trying to avoid the onslaught, but the station's automated defenses were relentless. Turrets tracked every movement, intercepting missiles, deflecting plasma, and striking with surgical precision. Raylan watched as the alien formation faltered. Their confidence, their arrogance, melted into panic. For the first time, they realized that humans were not just survivors, they were hunters. Mara's voice trembled with excitement. "They're retreating. The command ship is crippled." Raylan nodded, feeling the thrill of victory but knowing this was only the beginning. Humanity had been underestimated for millennia, but now the message was clear: never leave humans for dead. The station's systems pulsed in response to the power core, almost alive with energy and intent. Raylan placed his hand on the console, feeling a strange connection to the machine. "We rebuild. We survive. And we strike back," he said quietly. Somewhere in the void, the alien fleet limped away, shaken and humiliated. But Raylan knew this would not be the last confrontation. The galaxy had underestimated humans for too long, and now it would pay the price. As the station hummed with renewed life, Raylan turned to his engineers. "This is just the start," he said. "The universe thought it could break us. It was wrong. And from now on, every time they think we are down, they will find that humans never stay down for long." The station glowed brighter than ever, a symbol of resilience, ingenuity, and defiance. Humanity had turned death into victory, ruin into power, and the abandoned station into a beacon of unstoppable determination. Raylan stood at the command deck, the hum of the fully operational station vibrating beneath his feet. The once ruined corridors now glowed with energy, shields glimmering like a jewel against the dark void of space. Outside, the alien fleet had regrouped, hesitant but furious. They had underestimated humanity before, and that mistake would cost them dearly. "Sir," Mara said, pointing at the holographic display. "They're gathering for a full strike. Hundreds of ships. They'll try to overwhelm us before dawn." Raylan's jaw tightened. "Let them come. They think numbers will matter. They haven't faced humans like this before." The station pulsed in response, every turret online, every defense system integrated with the core. Humans moved like a single organism, engineers, soldiers, and technicians working in perfect synchronicity. This was no longer survival, it was war, and they had the advantage. Outside, the alien fleet lunged, plasma cannons firing, missiles streaking toward the station. But the humans were ready. Shields absorbed the first wave, energy beams intercepted the missiles mid-flight, and automated turrets unleashed a relentless counter-strike. Explosions lit the void like fireworks as alien ships shattered, torn apart by precision strikes. Raylan activated the station's final weapon, a massive energy cannon linked directly to the core. "Target the command nexus," he ordered. "And this now." A blinding beam of concentrated energy shot out into space, striking the alien command ship. The hull twisted, armor shattered, and the vessel erupted in fire. The remaining fleet faltered, disoriented, and leaderless. Mara let out a cheer. "They're breaking. They're retreating for good." Raylan's gaze swept over the glowing station. Humanity had taken what was meant to be a tomb and turned it into a fortress, a weapon, and a symbol. The aliens had tried to erase them, to leave them for dead, but humans didn't just survive. They adapted, rebuilt, and conquered the impossible. "Prepare for pursuit," Raylan said calmly. "If they try to regroup, we'll be ready." but for now, we've shown them what humans are capable of. Engineers and soldiers alike allowed themselves a moment of relief, knowing they had survived against impossible odds. But more than survival, they had won. They had sent a message to the galaxy: humans are relentless, cunning, and never truly broken. Raylan turned to the crew, his voice firm yet proud. The universe wanted us dead. They underestimated us. They left us for dead. And we rose. This station, this crew, this victory, it's a reminder. Never count humans out. Somewhere in the void, the alien remnants fled, carrying the knowledge of human resilience back to their empires. But for now, the station floated in silence, alive, powerful, and utterly human. Raylan placed a hand on the control console, feeling the energy pulse like a heartbeat. "We survived," he whispered. "We will rebuild. And one day, we will show the galaxy that humanity never stays down, never gives up, and always fights back." The station's lights glimmered brighter, a beacon of hope, defiance, and unstoppable human spirit. The galaxy had learned its lesson. Humans were not just survivors, they were victors, engineers of their own destiny, and the universe would never forget them.